So create a timeline for each task and stick to it. So let's talk about what that would look like. So first of all, here are your SMART goals. So figure out what you want to achieve, okay? Write that down. We have these available on the agent link page under agent helpful docs. And so write down, what do you want to achieve? What are your main measures for achieving this goal? What will you see? What will you hear? What will you feel when you have achieved the goal? Then you have, what I want to achieve stated as a specific goal, right? Okay, so who, the how, the what, the where, the when, right? Who is involved in this? How am I going to get there? What am I going to do to get there? Where and by when? So give yourself that, okay, I want to have this done in the first month. And it doesn't have to be drastic, right? It doesn't have to be drastic. So the bottom one is talking about, run through your checklist. Is it attainable? Is it within your control to achieve? Is it realistic for you to achieve? And is it timed? So let's say that you want to increase your contracts, right? You're not just going to say, oh, I want to increase my contracts and have no plan behind that. Well, what is it that you exactly have to do, right? How are you going to increase your contracts? Well, I need to make more appointments in order to get, I need to make more offers to get more contracts. Well, how do I get more offers? I need to make more appointments. Well, how do I get more appointments? I need to speak to more people, right? So these are ways that you're going to get there. So you have to have a plan in place. You have to have goals. And again, you start with the small goals. Like I said, you want to go X amount of contracts in 6 months. Okay, I want to be able to get, let's call it 6 contracts in 6 months. Okay, so that's 1 contract a month. Okay, all you have to say is, well, what is it going to get? What do I have to do to get there? So you're breaking down your goals. So your first goal is going to be just talking to more people, right? That's goal number 1. So I'm going to increase my talks. I'm going to increase my talks this week. Then next week, I'm going to focus on increasing my appointments. By increasing my appointments, the week after that, I should be increasing my offers. By the more offers I get, I'm inadvertently increasing the contracts I'm going to get. Okay? I hope this is all making sense to everyone. Come up with other things like a weekly checklist, right? So here's an example. You have a powerful team meeting, a training, review any projects that you want to do, your seller lead follow-up. Do you have a marketing plan going on? Make sure you review that. Book your appointments, list properties, sell houses, close, preview homes, video. We're in this age. Everything is on video, on Zoom. Set yourself apart. We talk about these things all the time. Another video, and then schedule some open houses. So this is an example of one weekly checklist, a small basic one. And here's an example of a bigger one, right? Here's your more complicated, more time-specific activities calendar. If you can stick to something like this, but you should have at least something general, okay? So this is very detailed. This person works out every morning, 7 a.m. They're putting their personal time in there. They have their breakfast in there. They have when they're going to do their prospecting calls, what type. See prospecting, Monday, 9 a.m., they're doing expires. Wednesday at 9 a.m., they're doing FSBOs. You're incorporating your transaction follow-up and file management, lunch, showings, closings, door knocking, personal time. This is a well thought out schedule. And if you can actually stick to something like that, it would be beautiful. Again, it's not that you didn't have time to do something, it's that you didn't make the time. So if you can come up with something like this and stick to it, beautiful. Here's your accountability portion, right? So every week you should know what happened, because the only way that you're going to excel the week after or get better is by knowing where you've been, right? This is why we do a business plan every year. We talk about what did we do the prior year and what are we looking to do the following year and how are we going to get there? So this is a more weekly, small goal oriented type thing. So in your weekly summary, well, I expect to take one listing, write two offers. I expect to take, expect to have 10 listing conversations and 30 buyer conversations, right? Whatever your goals are. So you put that on the top. And then on the bottom, you write exactly what happened that week, right? You're keeping yourself accountable, whether it was good or bad. When it's good, beautiful. You can see the outcome. You can go back and say, well, you know what? The week that I had the actual 30 buyer conversations, I got three offers like I wanted. But then you're going to go back and say, you know what? This week I slacked. I only actually had five buyer conversations and I didn't get any offers, right? So you're going to be able to correlate what goes with what. The more conversations, the more appointments, the more offers. But this is going to keep you accountable. I'm not saying you have to use this sheet, but it's a great sheet. It's available on the Agent Link page, something you can use. So I actually took 0 listings, 1 listing. I actually wrote 1 offer. I had 10 listing conversations. I had 20 buyer conversations. I visited or called X amount of FSBOs or X amount of expired listings. So I had a total of 20 talks, 10 appointments set. You can have your lists and your buyers separated. My inventory consists of, right? You need to know what's going on. My inventory consists of 5 listings and 3 A buyers, right? A buyers, hot buyers, not I have 100 leads in my bucket. No, A buyers, hot people that are ready to buy that you're working with making offers. And I have blank seller leads for follow-up and I have blank buyer leads for follow-up. And then on the bottom it says, can I sum up my week by saying, I'm glad I did, or I wish I had. Then, like I said, you can go back, reevaluate what you did for the week and figure out how to do better the next week or how to continue doing what you did that helped you grow. Okay? Hope this is all making sense. And here's your transaction source tracker. So this one is going to be, say every month, the number of listings sold, number of buyer sales. You could do it per year, whatever you have going on, right? You should know the source of your transactions. So perhaps you're getting a lot of, right, source could be Zillow lead, right? I'm closing a lot of Zillow leads. I'm closing a lot of network leads. I got a lot of referrals from people. I joined, this was me door knocking on FSBOs. Whatever the case may be, you should know the source that you closed your leads on so that you can figure out where you're getting the most productivity for yourself, right? Some people, we talk about this all the time. Mike talks about this. Sometimes you're a networker, sometimes you're a marketer, right? Was your source marketing that you did? Different types of agents. Make sure you're working on the important things first. So again, we go back to lead generation. This is a dollar productive activity. If you're like, oh, well, I really do need to email this or do that, or, little things here and there, you can get to that. Make sure you are attacking the important stuff first, like the lead generation, the follow-up stuff that you need to get to. If you were supposed to follow up with a seller and you decide to, let's just use an example. Of course, you want to follow up on a contract or a buyer's, how's the buyer doing with their mortgage? But you should be following up with that seller lead first, right? We're working on prioritizing. Don't sweat the small stuff. I don't know how many times I can say this. If you mess up one week, one day, whatever the case may be, don't worry about it. Get back on top. Do what you got to do. You'll be okay. It will happen. It will happen. Don't worry about it. Don't sweat the small stuff. Deals are going to die. People are not going to listen to you. That is the lovely world of real estate, right? Real estate is a roller coaster. If it was easy and everybody can do it themselves, then agents would not have a job. You would not be in the business of real estate because it would be so easy that anybody can do it. And we all know that that's not true. Okay? Learn to say no to people and projects that do not align with your goals, right? This is a tough one. This is a tough one. How hard is it to say no? I know it's hard for me. How hard is it to say no? Say no if it does not align with your goals. You know what? I'm sorry. I can't, help you build your new dresser. I can't, I can't do this. I can't do that. You have a plan, you have a focus, you have a goal, and you should have passion behind that. Learn to say no. I'm not saying be mean and you always have to say no, right? But you have to worry about you. You have a goal, you have a plan, you need to get there and you need to stick to it. And last but not least, productivity is never an accident. It is always the result of a commitment to excellence, intelligent planning, and focused effort. I'm going to read that again. Productivity is never an accident. It is always the result of a commitment to excellence, intelligent planning, and focused effort.